Stuart, was that as disappointing an afternoon as you can get?
Yeah, I think that's safe to say, Scotty. I think we majorly let ourselves down. I think we majorly let down a big travelling support, and there's no hiding place behind that. It's as simple as that. We never took part in the game in the first half. We looked as if we were devoid of ideas. It looked as if we were devoid of bravery to come and receive the ball. I always talk about reactions in football. I think football is defined by reactions, and if you have a look at our guys out there, our players out there, I think our reactions were slow. I think they were ponderous, and I just felt we had a softness to our play all round. And if you do that, you're going to be punished. All of that said, you know, we've had 2 games with our new goalkeeper, and he's not made a save again. We've lost 4 goals in the last 2 games, but I do think it's safe to say that the first half that St Johnstone could have punished us for 1 or 2 other aspects of our play, 1 or 2 bits of lack of discipline, lack of decision making, and it's fine and well, Scott. You can stand here and say that there was a reaction in the second half, but it wasn't enough. We didn't create enough chances. We didn't put St Johnstone under enough pressure. We had the vast majority of the ball in the second half and the territorial advantage, but it doesn't get you back into the cup. And as I keep saying, in these scenarios, when you exit a cup competition, you only get so many opportunities of that throughout a career, and I'm extremely disappointed that we find ourselves in that position.
What do you think went wrong today?
I think again it's probably how we start the game. I felt there was 1 or 2 slight moments in there. You know, we kind of get down the side of them at one point on this right hand side, and I call it kind of flashing your teeth, getting that opportunity to show the opposition what you've got and the strengths that you have, and your quality. And we've done that and we stopped. But I genuinely come back to the bit where it doesn't matter whether it's a Scottish Cup tie against Premier League opposition, Championship opposition. Found that last year against Greenock Morton. If you don't have that willingness to take part in the game, if you don't show those instincts and, you know, basic desire to take part in the game, it becomes so difficult. The opposition start to enjoy the ball, they start to grow in confidence, which I think you could see in the first half, and there needs to be a catalyst for that. There needs to be a catalyst in terms of making 1 good pass, making 1 good forward run, making 1 good interception, defending your box. You can come down to a number of things, but that has to be the catalyst to start you in the game. And I think if I look at Kilmarnock, Hibs, and of course today against St Johnstone, we really struggled to find that catalyst in the first 45 minutes of the game. As I say, you could argue we've got slightly better in all the second halves, but I'm not using that as an excuse, far from it.
How do we improve that then?
You know, we've got the group of players that we've got. I always believe in working on the pitch and spending time to try and become better. The one thing I know for sure is if you disappear and you hide, you're never going to get better. You're never going to start to put yourself in a better frame of mind. You know, I've just reminded them in there that we find ourselves, you know, in a position top half of the table. I spoke about getting to a semi-final and the exertions and the bits of quality you need to get there, and obviously winning games against good teams. And we've shown that time and again, but also you start to look at the scenario where you've played against an opponent, and I'm not being disrespectful today, that you currently find yourself 16 points ahead of in the league table, and there's a reason why that is. So we sit there and we start to ponder a poor performance and an exit for the cup, but there's a reason why we find ourselves in that position. We have to try and recapture that. Unfortunately, none of that matters. That's the nature of football, Scott. You know, in terms of losing the game, playing poorly, none of that matters. What's went before you, sitting in the top half of the table or having a run in the other cup competition, nobody cares about it, and I've reminded the players of that as well. You need to remind yourself of it as well sometimes, that it's all about the next game, it's all about the next day, and if we don't have a mentality to go and approach that, then of course you're going to find it incredibly difficult.